Ucan, the bakery's so busy today. Look at this line. Oh, and you're feeling a little bit stressed out. You have so much money to count. What if your cash register breaks? Do you think you could do the math on your own? Ucan wants you to fluently add within 1,000 using an open number line. So you might be asking yourself, what is an open number line? An open number line is a number line that's blank before you start using it. It has arrows on either side, which means it goes on forever in either direction, just like numbers do. As you move to the right on the number line, the numbers are going to get bigger. And as you move to the left on the number line, the numbers are going to get smaller. You can use a number line to model addition and subtraction, so watch this. I'm going to show you 6 plus 3. There's 6 plus 1. There's 6 plus 2. There's 6 plus 3. So I can see using the open number line that 6 plus 3 is 9. But you know what the cool thing is? You can make jumps of any size and it'll work. I could do 3 jumps of 1 like in the last one, or I could do just one big jump of 3 and it would still get me to the same sum, 9. You're going to choose the jump that makes the most sense for you and is the easiest for you. And guess what else? You can use an open number line to solve the same problem in different ways. Like I could do a jump of 2 and then a jump of 1 and it would still get me to 9. What we did with the addend 3 was we decomposed it. We broke it apart. We broke it apart into 2 and 1. And sometimes thinking about how we can decompose a number or how we can break it apart can really help us use an open number line. We also want to think about friendly numbers. For instance, I know 6 and 4 are friendly numbers because together they make 10. So if I were to add 4 first and then take away 1, it might be an easier way for me to get to my final answer. Ucan. The line is so long. Oh my goodness, and the cash register did break. Ah, look at all this money coming in. Oh boy, that means you're going to have to use your brain to do some math. So somebody bought $764 worth of donuts for a big party they're going to have, and then they spent another $215 on cookies, and now you've got to figure out their bill, and they're waiting for you right now. I'm going to show you a strategy. It's called the open number line. It'll help you do the math fast. Okay, Ucan. Let's work on our open number line. It might help you do some of this mental math inside your head. So you know that you made $764 on the donuts, and then another $215 on cookies. You need to come up with a bill, like quick, because your customer's there waiting. Let's see what we can do with an open number line. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put a 764 at the very beginning of my open number line. Remember, we talked about how a number line, all of the numbers to the left of a number are going to be smaller, and all the numbers to the right of a number on a number line are going to be bigger. So as I start to add the 215, I'm going to be thinking about going to the right because those numbers are getting bigger. I'm going to cross off my 764 because I already have it on my number line. And now I'm going to go ahead and decompose the 215. Decompose means to break up, but it's going to help me think about how I can add the parts of this number to 764 to make it easier inside my mind and on the number line. So I'm going to go ahead and decompose 215 to 200, 10, and 5. Because I know that 200 plus 10 plus 5 gives me 215. And the first thing I think of when I think about adding these two numbers is making jumps of 10 or of 100, or adding groups of 100 first onto the number, because that makes the most sense to me. So I'm going to go ahead on my number line and make one 100 jump and two 100 jumps, because I have 200. So this is 100 and this is 100. And I can jump by 100 pretty easy. I know that 764 plus 100 is 864. And I know that 864 plus 100 is 964. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cross out my 200 because I already put those on my number line. And we're going to be thinking about then making smaller jumps, then jumps of 10. We have a jump of 10 we can make, and that's pretty easy to do in our heads and on a number line. 964 plus 10 is 974. Okay, so I just made a jump of 10. I'm going to go ahead and cross out that 10. I've got 5 left to go to get to my grand total, or my sum. I'm going to make little jumps of 1 5 times until I get to the end. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are each a jump of 1. And I'm going to just count in my head here. 975, 976, 977, 978, 979. I think we've got it. I think the bill you need to tell your customer about, hopefully they've got the money, $979. But real quick, before you go tell them, let's make sure our answer makes sense. We don't want to be wrong. Okay, I know that 764 is close to 750. And I know that 215 is close to 200. If I were to add those two together real quick in my head, that'd be 950. Is 950 close to 979? Whew, it is. Okay, go tell your customer. Hey, Ucan, what are you up to back here? Oh, some accounting. So your uncle, needs you to figure out how much money you guys have made off cupcakes in the last couple days. How much money have you guys made? Oh my gosh, there's a lot of it. So what do you know? That you made $480 yesterday selling cupcakes? Nice job. And today, you've made $159. Looks like it's time for a number line. Okay, Ucan. Yesterday, you made $480 selling cupcakes. Wow. Today, you only made $159, but don't worry, it's early in the day. You still got time. But you need to know how much you've made altogether. You need to do it kind of quickly because your uncle, the boss, he's asking you how much we've made off cupcakes. So let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and start on my number line. 480. I'm going to cross that off because I'm starting at this number and I'm already there. And then this time, remember last time we'd made jumps of 100? This time I don't know if that's going to be the best, easiest way to do this. You could do it that way. It's important to remember, that there's no wrong answer to this. You can do these number lines in any way that makes sense to you. And you can do this math mentally in any way that makes sense to you. But I don't think making jumps of 100 makes the most sense to me this time. I am going to go ahead and decompose 159 though. I'm going to decompose it or break it up into 100, 50, and 9. But instead of making that big jump of 100 right away, I am noticing that 480, if I were to add just 20 more on, it'd give me to a nice even number of 500. So I'm going to go ahead and break up 50 into 20 and 30, okay? And I'm going to cross up my 50 because now I really have 100 plus 20 plus 30 plus 9 gives me 159, right? Now, this really helps me because now I can add on that 20 first, or I can make a jump of 20 first, and that will get me up to a nice even number of 500. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to go ahead and make a little jump of 20. And when I do that, I'm actually at 500. And 500 is a really fun, easy number to work with. So I notice I could do it, I can add in these add-ins in any order I want. Remember, add-ins are the things we add together in an addition sentence. So I can add these together in any order. So I can do that 20 now, and then I can go back and actually do my 100 now. So I'm going to go ahead, and now that I'm up to 500, this 100 is going to be easy. 500 plus 100 is 600. Woo! And because we're at a nice even number, that 9, oh, I don't want to do the 9 yet. I got to do my 30. Okay, so now I'm going to add my 30 in, which is also pretty easy because we're at a nice even number. That's going to be 630. And now that 9 is going to be easy peasy because I know what 630 plus 9 is. That's 639. Do you think we got it? Let's go ahead and see if our answer makes sense. I know that 480 is close to 500. And I know that 159 is pretty close to 150. If I add those two together, I get 650. 650 is pretty close to 639. I think my answer makes sense. Okay, better go tell your boss real quick. We made $639 off cupcakes yesterday and today. Hey there, more accounting? Ah, but this time you need to figure out how much money you've made selling cookies. So what do you got? Lots of money again? Goodness, that money is piling in. But this time, it looks like you made $299 yesterday, but a whopping $571 today. My goodness, people are really in the mood for cookies. Looks like it might be time for another open number line. You know what I really like about that number 299 is we can do something special with it. We can compensate with it, which means we can kind of take away or add a little bit to a number. In this case, we're going to add a little bit to it to make it more friendly, and then we can take that away in the end. Okay. That doesn't make any sense. You can. That's okay. We're going to get there. So let me show you what I mean. Guess what? This time, I'm not going to start with 299. I'm actually going to start with the 571. Because with addition, it doesn't matter which one you start with. We can flip these around and it doesn't matter. So I'm going to go ahead and start at my 571. And it usually makes sense to start with the bigger number because you're covering that much more ground right away. So I'm going to start with 571. And then I'm going to think about what this number is. This number is really 300 minus 1, right? So if I keep that in mind, I can just add 300, right? And then subtract the 1 at the end. That'll make it easier for me to do in my head and easier for me to do in the number line. So I'm going to go ahead and add those 300s. 100, 200, 300. 100, 100, 100. Okay, 571 plus 100 is 671. 671 plus 100 is 771. 771 plus 100 is 871. Oh boy. But our answer is not done yet because I'm not really adding 300. I'm adding 299. So now's the time I've got to compensate. I've got to take away that one I added to make it right. So I'm going to just go back just a touch, just one little bit. Or when we go left on the number line, we're going to lesser numbers. So if I minus that one, right here is going to be 870. Okay. So, looks like we might have made $870 on cookies in the last 2 days. It's a lot of money, a lot of cookies, a lot of chocolate chips. But let's check to make sure our answer's right. So 299 is close to 300, as we know. 571 is close to 570. Real close. This will be easy to do in our head. Looks like it's 870. It's 807. Oh my gosh. Check it out. Our estimation is the same as the exact answer. Yes, this makes sense. Okay. Go tell your boss. 870 buckaroos on cookies in the last 2 days. Hey, Ucan, more accounting? Oh, yep, this time you're paying some bills. So it looks like to make all those cupcakes and cookies, you had to buy some things. You spent $425 on sprinkles and another $287 on chocolate chips. Wow. Now you need to know how much you spent altogether. Ucan, I think you're ready to do this one on your own. Go ahead and flip over that practice. Use that first open number line to try to help you solve this. Remember, you can make jumps any size and you can use any strategy that works for you. Don't forget to check your answer. Okay, pause the video. Hey, Ucan, how'd you do on this on your own? Did you know that your answer might be the same as the answer that I show you right now, but the way you got there might be completely different? And that does not make it wrong, because the way these number lines work is the way that works best for your brain. So you may have gotten to the same answer in a different way. And actually, on a given day, I might do this a little differently depending on my mood. So, I want you to see how I did it, but don't think the way you did it was wrong. So here we go. This is the way I thought about it. I went ahead and started on my number line, 425. I crossed out my 425 because we were already there on the number line. The first thing that makes sense to me here is to go ahead and count by hundreds, go up by 100, and then another 100. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go 100, 200. And that's going to be 525 and 625. I'm going to cross that out because we've taken care of it. Now, I'm going to start looking for some friendly numbers, some numbers that make sense to me to add. One of the strategies was to go up by tens, and I could do that. I could just go up by tens now and then by ones, but that is going to take us longer. And remember, we're looking for the fastest way to do this. So I see that 25 and I like 25 because it reminds me of quarters. If I were to decompose 80 into 75 and 5, I suddenly have this nice friendly number, a number that can hang out with that 25 and make things easier for me. So if I were to go by another 75, guess what? 25 and 75 is 700. I know that really quick because I know about quarters. I'm going to go ahead and cross that out. So now I've got this 5 and this 7 left. I'm going to think more about friendly numbers again, and I'm going to break up that 7 into another 5 and a 2. So now I've got 2 5s I can go up. 1, 2, which is 705, 710, And then I've got these 2 here that I'm going to go up to give me my final answer. So 712 is what I get. But I do need to check my work, make sure it makes sense. 425 is close to 400. 287 is close to 300. 400 plus 300 is 700. It's pretty close. Yes, it makes sense. Hey guys, on this last problem, I'm not going to show you the answer. I want you to give it a shot on your own. And then the next time you see your teacher, I want you to show it to them so that they can see how you can do all by yourself. I do want to give you a little hint though before you begin this last pencil problem. I want you to think about the one we did on the other side that had to do with compensating or taking away a little bit or adding a little bit and then taking away a little bit at the end. Also think about the friendly numbers that you know. What numbers add together to make 10? So good luck with this. Do your very best. Of course, you don't know how. That's okay too, because that's how you can let your teacher know that you don't know. And then they can help you. Okay, Ucan. It's time for me to leave the bakery. Save some cookies for me next time, okay? But before I go, let's jot down a question or a thought you had while you were watching the video today. You know, we were both noticing, weren't we, Ucan, that it's kind of cool that there's lots of different ways to use these number lines. There are really so many right ways to do it, and not a lot of wrong ways. It's just the way that works best for your brain. Kind of cool.